no information, so we don't know about upcoming events. Or Larry and Ronnie are somewhere, we don't know where.
Alamorada.
What?
Alamorada.
Islamorada. Okay.
Where is that?
Way down south. Way down the Keys. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something, and it's about fly fishing. So with the fly fishing, we talk a lot about, and fly tying, talk about how to do stuff. We focus on how to do it, this technique and that technique, and here's how you cast farther. Well, there's really a lot more to it than that. And so what we're going to talk about is the why of the fly fishing. We spend plenty of time on the how. So this is the why. And so I want you to think of fly fishing, and all that goes with it is a calming achievement. So remember that, calming achievement. So everybody here has plenty of things they can't do. I have things I can't do because I'm married. We have things that we can't do because the doctor says we can't do it, the boss says we can't do it, whoever that is, or whatever, physical limitations, all that. What we need is not one more thing that we can't do. We need one more thing that we can do, and that's what fly fishing is. And every single one of you can do it, and it's something for everybody at whatever level. So, anybody here ever drive an automatic or a manual transmission?
Everybody.
You're shaking your head, but you're not raising your hand. You have? Okay, great. Okay, great. Well, so anybody that really loves to drive probably prefers a manual transmission. And the reason, and fly fishing is the manual transmission of fishing. Because when you're driving a manual, you're shifting, you're part of the car. Every gear that shifts is because you do it. It's not like you don't just get in, turn the key, and drive the car. You are part of the engine. And with fly fishing, it's not, you just don't cast out and reel it in. You're part of the equipment. You're the timing, you apply tension. Every cast has a number of things going on in it. It is, you see the parallel between the two. It's the manual transmission of fly fishing. And so it's kind of funny. A lot of people say, oh, like fly fishing, it's a really a great escape. It's an escape from life. It isn't. It's the opposite. It's leaning into life, and it's focusing. It's putting everything you've got into something, and in a calming way. So there are no deadlines with fly fishing. There's no stopwatch. There's nobody watching. So it's something. It can be personal, and we're going to talk a little bit about sharing it with the community. So when you fly fish, it's 100% concentration. You can't. It's something that takes focus, and if you're I'll just tell you, one of the most irritating things to me is when somebody starts fly fishing, and they get better, and all of a sudden they say, yeah, but I still haven't caught any. I just want to say, just shut up. You're missing the point. I don't care if you haven't caught anything. You're missing the point if that's how you're judging what fly fishing is. Because I'll tell you right now, the secret is, if you want to catch more fish, go buy some bait. Go buy a spinning rod. You're going to catch more, but you're not going to have that sense of achievement. You're not going to have that calm and that steadiness that you get from fly fishing. You're going to catch fish and have a good time, and that's important too. But fly fishing offers much more. There's much more to it. It's much deeper and much more calming. Okay. So, how many of you have fly fished? How many of you fly fished a lot? How many of you have gotten to the point where it's like you go from that, where I'm okay, to I'm better than okay, to I'm feeling pretty good about myself, right? You're there. So it's not like anybody's watching. There's nobody say, okay, it's not like tennis. It's like I'm a 2.0 player or whatever, however that goes. You're not. You're just, it's you and the rod. it's you and the rod. It's you and the and you becoming part of that. You becoming that automatic transmission, becoming part of the rhythm of that. Your hand movements, your breathing, everything becomes part of that fly cast. Okay, so practice. Practice is, when you say that, or like, it's like when I was a kid and playing baseball. It's like, oh, you got to go to practice. I don't want to go to practice. I just wanted to play. I just wanted the game to be here. So we tend to think of practice as as something that we don't want to do, or something that's a chore. Practice. Remember this. Practice is a gift. Practice is your time. I love doing it by myself. I love going out. That's my private time. Nobody gets to be in that except for me. And practice is a gift. So every time you hit a target, whether it's from here to the wall or it's 100 feet away, it's an achievement. And every time you miss, it's an opportunity to do it again. And if you look at it that way, you'll enjoy that practice. Just think just whether it's 15 minutes a week, or maybe you go an hour a day, or you go to the pond on the weekend, whatever. But think of that time as yours, and you and the rod and the fly line. Forget about the fish. Come on in. Yeah, you're great. Glad you made it. Okay, I'll start from the beginning. I'm not going to start. I'm not going to start from the beginning. There really is no beginning. There's no beginning. So practice is so important, and then sharing what you know. The community aspect of this is huge, and practice and then sharing. So and here's the thing. It's like every one of you has something to offer. You'll be able to do something. Charlie will do something that I can't. It's like, and so what you get to do, you get to say, you have to show me that. You are obligated. I promise you, he'll show you what he knows, and to the point you'll have to cut him off, right? No, but that's it. So sharing and the relationships and what comes out of that community, and sharing things with your friends, and if you're passionate about it, it shows, and people will want to do what you do, and that's and if you can give them that gift of that calming achievement, that's something that they can do, it's a pretty wonderful thing. So there was a guy. He was he was an air traffic controller, but before that he was a Marine. I don't know, do you say that if he was a former Marine, or do you say he is a Marine? He is a Marine. Okay, so he is a Marine, but he's really old.
He's not practicing.
Yeah. So Jim Patchett is a Marine, but he's retired and all that. So anyhow, I met him, and he called me one time. This was before I got involved with the group here. Jim Patchett. Jim's crazy. Turns out Jim's crazy, but that's okay. And as I mentioned, he's a Marine, so he approaches life like that. So he decided that he wanted to learn to fly fish, and he shows up, and he scheduled some lessons, and he would come once a week, and he said, he was okay. He'd never touched a fly rod before, but he'd done a lot of fishing. And he said, "No, I want to fly fish." Okay, great. So he started picking it up at a pretty decent pace, but so a few weeks into it, I said, "So, have you caught anything, on a fly yet?" Because he had some nice equipment. He goes, "No." He says, "I'm not going to fish until I can cast 100 feet." I said, "Well, okay, but there aren't many people. If you could cast 100 feet, you're in a very small minority of fly casters." He goes, "I don't really care. I'm not going to fish until I can cast 100 feet." I did mention he's a Marine, right? He came, several more weeks. I mean, he came for a couple months. Finally, he hit that 100 mark, and that was his thing. That was what he wanted to do. And then after that, he went on to. He caught big tarpon and snook. He was a really good angler. He moved back up to Ohio, but he took with him a lot more than fish stories. He took with him that achievement, that thing that he can always do, and that he could pick up the rod and find that thing, find that rhythm. And again, it's not an escape. It's the opposite. It's leaning into life. It's focusing with all your heart to get better at something. And it doesn't really matter if it's fly fishing, but fly fishing really offers a lot of things, a lot of really great benefits. Um, you'll get better than you think you can. And everybody here can do it, I promise you. And everybody here can get really good if that's something that you want to do. Um, so I don't know, sharing, practicing, all that. And so I would tell everybody here, so if you don't have a rod, talk to me. We'll figure it out. We'll make sure that you have something to cast. But my challenge to you would be just go out and make a cast. It doesn't really matter if it's Jim Patchett's 100-foot cast or if it's 50 or 25 or if it's 15. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's starting, and it's just getting used to that motion, that rhythm, and that concentration and the focus. So anyhow, that's it for me. Any questions?
Where do you fly fish on?
Now he wants spots.
No,
Everywhere. Everywhere. That's a great question. And that's so the fishing aspect of it, I didn't even really mention fishing. You can fly fish anywhere you can do any other kind of fishing.
But is it different fish that you catch?
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
So I could say go out into the Gulf and fly fish.
You go out in the Gulf on the beach, yeah. I mean, it's probably not really easy if you go 7 miles offshore. Although you can. I mean, there's some fish you can catch, but all the fish, bass, bluegill, snook, tarpon, redfish, all that will eat flies just as well as they eat anything else. Maybe better sometimes. And here's maybe the biggest advantage of fly fishing, and maybe it's what I like best about it is that when you have a spinning rod, or you've done lure fishing before, right? You have a weight on there. You throw the weight, and the lure pulls that light line. The heavy lure pulls the light line. In fly fishing, the heavy line pulls the light lure. So you can present something that's that big, where you couldn't possibly propel that lure, that fly, with a spin because there's no weight to it. So you can present something that's that big, a very long distance. And the old saying is that elephants eat peanuts. Fish spend a lot more time eating that than something that long. So this is an interesting thing, and I'm not sure that this stands up to logic, but it's an interesting thing. A guy told me one time. He uses small flies because a big fish, will eat 100 of these in a day. They'll only eat one. So he says, I've got 100 more chances of getting that fish to eat if I've got something like that. It's an interesting thought, isn't it? Yeah. So, but yeah, you can, the equipment, and I'll be happy to talk your ear off about equipment and what's appropriate for where. But where do you do most of your fishing?
The supermarket. So guaranteed to catch them.
Yeah, and you know what? This is interesting. The more people fly fish, the less they keep. The less they keep. I think that there's a whole respect for the process. You think, man, I don't want it to end with me cutting up a fish. I want to put him back. And you what? Okay, yeah, okay. Well, I'm not giving you any of my spots then. No, but even if you do, I mean, there's certainly, certainly good to do that, but it's just a different way. It's a different way to get to the same place, and it's a process, and it's a whole thing that is just, there are many parts to it, and I think so. Anyhow, okay. Well, thanks a bunch.